we could stand up for the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Sorry for the delay. So the first order of business is execute the minutes of the meeting for November 18th, 2014.
All right, I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Smee?
Aye.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Motion approved. There's that, Blake. And we are going to have board approve the and execute resolution 14-172 itemizing the financials for the meeting of November 25th of 2014. Morning, Heidi.
Good morning. Ms. Heidi.
Today we have a revenue certification for the Job and Family Services Public Assistance Fund. We have supplemental appropriations for the Job and Family Services Workforce Investment Act for additional contract services, Sheriff's Rotary Fund for payroll for their contract services, the Dog Warden and Law Library funds for year-end payroll appropriations, Water Resources Water District Fund for bond debt payment. Cash transfers into the general fund for repayment of 2014 payroll advances for the Common Pleas, Intensive Supervision and Pretrial Relief Supervision funds. Cash transfer out of the general fund for payment of the second quarter state fiscal year 15 JFS mandated share. Purchase order for transportation equipment sales for the contract, state bid contract purchase of a mobility access vehicle for the Department on Aging in the amount of $49,986. Travel request for the Dog Warden, Department of Job and Family Services and Water Resources. Payment to the City of Chardon for the third quarter 2014 police prosecutor salary contribution, the amount of $8,750. We have two payments due Envirocom, with payment number 4 on contract A and contract B for the Thompson Sewer Project for community economic development. First payment's $184,458.73. Next one is $29,779.63. And the final payment to Gottschalk Building on the ICFDD downsizing project for the Board of DD in the amount of $54,624.
On that, with that one vehicle, that 49,000, do we also have the opportunity of getting that on that vehicle grant? Or no? Will that just be an expenditure on us?
Just be expenditure. Jessica can speak to that.
Yes, I can. We did apply for a grant for that vehicle.
Okay.
We did not receive
Okay.
it.
Because I know we had tried to apply for something.
We did,
Okay.
and I think just because of the issues at the time, we had to do our coordination plan with transit, we were not awarded the grant. So because we still had some funds left in the budget, we decided it would be cost effective to do so.
Sounds good. Thank you. Okay, if we have a motion then for the
I'll make that
financials.
motion.
Second.
Commissioner Smee?
Aye.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye, motion stands approved. Thanks, Heidi. Yep.
Yeah, we did that.
There, yeah. We don't want you standing around here waiting for the bus.
Wait, Henry came.
Okay, now we have the Department of Aging.
Good morning.
Morning.
Right, so we have finally, well, hopefully we have filled our assistant site coordinator position, which has been open for almost 2 months now. So Kathy Hartz, she's been an employee with us since 2011. She is currently one of our transportation drivers. She has a history in office work, computers, and also as a volunteer with the parks. So she does have a background in some recreation as well. So we felt she would be the best fit to be our new assistant site coordinator.
All right. So if we could read number 3 then.
The Department on Aging is requesting the board approve the promotion of Kathy Hartz from full-time transportation driver 1020 to full-time assistant site coordinator 1005 to be effective December 1st, 2014 at a rate of $13.30 per hour. After the successful completion of a 180-day probationary period, the rate will increase to $13.77 per hour.
Okay, I'll make the motion.
Second.
Commissioner Smee?
Aye.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye, motion stands approved.
And the next one is simply posting her position.
Okay. We could read number 4 then.
The Department on Aging is requesting the board grant permission to advertise for the position of full-time transportation driver number 1020. This position will remain posted until filled.
Make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Smee?
Aye.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye, motion stands approved. And I know the question has come up, from a number of people as far as a lot of shifting around, moving around, but at the same time, I think that's, I don't think that's always a bad thing, and I tried to explain it to somebody the other day, because, you know, it's like, you know, this individual going from driving and then going into another area, you know, I guess it's, you know, it gives the person opportunity to know, you know, full circle of the whole department, and, you know, and I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, and I wanna just clarify it, cause I know that I had somebody, you know, comment to me about that, and I think that it's good, because everybody has a little taste of everything, and then it gives them an opportunity, you know, everybody becomes stale at one point or other with their job, and it's kinda like it gives them a, no, I can tell you.
I think when you get your
Like
foot in the door, you see other opportunities
Well, it
around
is.
you, and you have personal goals. And her personal
Yeah.
goal was she wanted to be more hands-on
Yeah.
with the seniors. So when
Yeah.
she saw this opportunity, she wanted to
Well, it
jump
is,
on it.
and you know, it's just like in the, you know, I always refer to my law enforcement life, but it's like, you know, 7 years, they say, is like the golden number. You go 7 years on the road, and then you wanna get into the detective bureau or something, but you're still, you know, and you learn all the aspects of the job. So I applaud you for doing that a lot, where you pull from in-house, so.
And we did interview quite a few external applicants too.
Yep. So, very good. Okay, the next item here is going to be number 5.
So for 2015, we had budgeted for 3 full-time drivers. I currently have 2 full-time and 1 part-time. The reason we budgeted for that in 2015 is my 2 part-time drivers, and these drivers, they take folks to out-of-county medical appointments. That is their only job. They're getting overtime and comp time, so it doesn't make sense for 2 full-time people to continue to get comp time because we only have a part-time driver. While this was the 2015 plan, because of the vacancy that the assistant site coordinator had for such a long time, and due to the new posting of the other full-time job, our bottom line for salary is healthy. So I'd like to move forward and post a full-time position for my 3rd driver, and then eliminate the part-time position
Okay.
in December.
And there's enough in your budget.
Yes, actually, we are going to be under budget for second because of the vacancies.
Okay. All right then. No other questions, if we could read number 5 then.
The Department on Aging is requesting the board approve the revised organization chart to change the transportation driver positions to 3 full-time positions, eliminating the part-time position to be effective December 15th, 2014.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Sweeney?
Aye.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye, motion approved. And number 6,
And I'd like to post that internally, that full-time position.
okay, if we could read that.
The Department on Aging is requesting the board grant permission to advertise internally for a period of 5 days for a full-time transportation driver number 1020 with applications accepted until 4:30 p.m. on December 5th, 2014.
Make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Sweeney?
Aye.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye, motion stands approved.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks so
Thank
much.
you. Thanks,
Jessica,
everybody.
have a nice holiday.
Okay, Anita or Kelly?
Good
Good morning, how are you?
How are you?
Good.
Okay, for number 7, we are requesting to hold a public hearing for our amendment for BF 13. As you recall, previously we came with a letter to the state asking to amend the grant due to the elimination of the Knox Box projects with Department on Aging. And now we also are required by the state to no longer do the Burton log cabin because of the legal issues with that project.
Oh,
So we have that extra money from the Burton log cabin, and we asked the state if we could possibly use that to put towards the remainder balance of the fairgrounds project, because the fairgrounds committed a certain portion of that project to pay for themselves, and it went over budget a little bit due to an error in the engineer's estimate. So the state agreed that we can use part of that money, so we're not sending back the full $49,800
Okay.
from the Burton project. We're actually going to be able to use over $20,000 of that to pay for the full fairgrounds project. So that won't be coming out of the fairgrounds budget now.
And with paving,
Mhm.
sidewalks or something?
Yeah, we did ADA parking. We were going to do
Okay.
11 spots. We ended up doing 31 spots. And walkways. We paved the walkways back by from the maintenance all the way up to the horse arena, the small grandstand and that, so, we were able to do more than, we had a change of scope. And we brought so this is the public hearing request, for number 7 for that.
Okay, if we could read number 7 then?
The Office of Community and Economic Development is requesting the board grant permission to advertise to hold a public hearing for amendment number 1 for the 2013 Community Development Block Grant allocation to be held on Thursday, December 11, 2014 at 10:15 a.m. This public hearing will be advertised on November 27, 2014 and on the county website.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Sneed?
Yes.
Commissioner Rea?
Yes.
Commissioner Spudler?
I motion approved. And then number 8.
Number 8 is asking you to sign the letter to request the amendment for the projects, which I just explained. So we had to detail it out in the letter, so we're asking for their permission.
Okay, if we could read that then?
The Office of Community and Economic Development is requesting the board approve and authorize the president of the board to execute a letter to Mike Miller, Office Chief of the Ohio Development Services Agency, updating the request for the amendment of grant number B-F-13-1AZ-1.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Sneed? Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye, motion stands approved. And then number 9.
Number 9 is the grant agreement for BF14. It is our next allocation grant, and we finally got it. The state was a little late on it. They used a new system. It was all online application, and they had some issues with that, so that's why it took a little bit longer to get the grant agreement in. This is just like the BF13. This is the BF14, and the projects with that are outlined in the grant, and they will be the Burton Legion Hall, ADA changes for that, the bathrooms and the entrance, and the, I have all these projects on, right?
We had Thompson on that?
We have the, yes, we
Thompson.
have Thompson Community
Yep.
Center. We're doing, with the allocation grant, we'll be doing the ADA ramp and entryway in the bathrooms, making
Yep.
them ADA.
Yeah.
And then the third project is the, let's see, we have, I'm just gonna bring up the name, I didn't.
I thought that we had Thompson and Thompson, county.
Oh, the
home.
county
Yeah,
home, the
that's
flooring
right.
for the county home, that's
Yep,
correct.
that's right.
Mhm.
Sorry, I couldn't.
No.
get fast enough.
Okay, so glad we figured it out.
So, yeah. Any questions on that? So if we could read number 9.
The Office of Community and Economic Development is requesting the board approve and authorize the president of board to execute the State of Ohio State Community Development Block Grant Program Community Development Grant Program Grant Agreement, grant number B-F-14-1AZ-1 for the period September 1st, 2014 through February 29th, 2016 in the amount of $155,000.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Sneed?
Aye.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye, motion approved.
We have, we have one addition for community development that came in this morning.
Okay.
Anita, are you doing this one?
Oh, there.
Morning,
Thank you
Anita.
so
How you doing?
much. I apologize, I made a mistake, and that's the one that came through last week, and now I have to correct it.
Okay.
The money's all the same, everything's the same, I just missed 2 boxes and a word, commercial instead of industrial.
This was for the
Familius,
okay.
the deli, yeah.
Okay.
I appreciate you taking it through at last notice like that. But I also want to say thank you for Friday. Appreciate that.
Oh.
Happy Thanksgiving to
Yep.
you.
Yep.
I really,
No problem.
that was great.
So do we want to just, do you want to read something that just?
Yes.
Okay.
The Office of Community and Economic Development is requesting the board approve and authorize the president of the board to execute the revised Ohio Department of Development Office of Housing and Community Partnerships RLF Grant Loan Review Report Form for a Community Development Block Grant Revolving Loan Fund Loan to Familios Deli and Fresh Market LLC for the purchase of machinery and equipment to be located at 12399 Kinsman Road, Newberry Township, in the amount of $47,100.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Sneed?
Aye.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Spudler?
Motion stands approved.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you. Happy
Appreciate it.
Thanksgiving.
Thanks.
Okay, so this one here is that.
The one that you just did.
Okay, then Doug for Water Resources. Morning.
Good, morning.
Hi, Doug.
First thing on the agenda here is modifying our service contract that we got in January with Lake County Sewer. Our maintenance guys out in the field were doing televising, and they discovered that some of the stores had breaks in them, and actually some of the laterals that were leaking at where the lateral meets into the sewer. So Lake County Sewer will be able to do that work for $27,000, give or take. So this is to modify their contract and get enough money in there.
There's a human element.
Now, how did you
Additional
find that with smoke tests or?
No, actually, our guys have a new camera that they send they're one in the truck, and they send the camera through.
Yeah.
And then on rainy days, they can see where the joints are leaking, coming in on the side, or through the side. And then they send the camera, and they sort of turn it each way, turn it through there. So we're getting, we used to pay Lake County Sewer to do this, now we're doing it ourselves. So now we're paying them to do the repair.
A leak is a leak, but what they're finding is
They're actually
groundwater coming into the
Right.
system.
Right.
Not necessarily effluent going out of the system.
Right, it's coming into that
Yeah.
system,
Coming
because
in.
it's coming, the leaks are above. Basically what happens in the source system, there's gases, like sulfur gases, and that erodes away on the top of the pipe.
Top.
The stuff in the bottom is the sewage,
Yeah.
and that just flows along the bottom, so there's usually never a leak on the bottom. So then the leaks are around the sides, and then the groundwater usually comes into it. So that's what leaks are. Yeah. So this is a good thing, so then it's less for us to treat at our treatment plant, less power consumption, less sludge and everything. So, yeah.
All right, that sounds good, Doug. We could read that, then?
Department of Water Resources is requesting the board approve the next 2-day service contract, maintenance form number 1, increasing the contract with Lake County Sewer Company Incorporated for an additional 1,210 feet of sewer line grouting repair in the amount of $15,000.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Sweeney?
Aye.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye, motion approved.
And the next item here is for the first request for money from issue 2 money. We already went through the CDBG money for Thompson, so now we're starting to use issue 2 money. And theirs is a 15% ratio, so whenever our lump sum is, so this contract request is for, pay request is $432,000, so 15% of that is the $65,000 that we're asking for.
Any questions? We could read that.
The Department of Water Resources is requesting the board approve and authorize the president of the board to execute the Ohio Public Works Commission Appendix E disbursement request form and certification number 1 for the Thompson Township Sewer Project in the amount of $64,867.52.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Sweeney?
Aye.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye, motion stands approved. Thank you, Doug.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
You too.
And we have, okay, number 12.
The Commissioner's Office is requesting the board concur with Chester Township trustees in not requesting a hearing on the liquor license requested by LG Chester LLC, doing business as Open Embers Tavern and Patio located at 8003 Mayfield Road, Chester, Lindsay, TRFO 5180388.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Sweeney?
Aye.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye, motion approved. And lastly, we have the Commissioner's Office has requested board approval via public announcement request for statement of interest qualifications for available contract for professional design services in connection with the 2015 Law Library Probation Department Office Space Project.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Sweeney?
Aye.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye, motion approved.
I have one thing I need to bring up to your attention regarding Stillwater Drive. Do you want to call over to 1821 and see if you can come over here for a second? Back in September, you received a letter from Russell Township requesting for a dedication plat for road purposes for Stillwater, and we asked the engineer's office to prepare that dedication plat. In order to go further with the final steps, we have to set a viewing and a hearing and advertise for that. And based on meeting schedule, I would like to see if you are willing to move up the start time of the December 23rd meeting to 9 o'clock in order to have a viewing at 10:30 in Russell on that day.
That's fine with me.
And you'll be right here.
I don't know if you had additional questions about
What's the weather been like?
My fingers are.
It's gonna be a
So
blessing.
December 23rd to go out
December
traipsing
23rd
around.
meeting. What we'll do is, the first resolution, will come before you, actually, there's two resolutions that'll come through on December 2nd. And then the one will set the date for advertisement, the viewing and the hearing. And then, we'll also include a motion to change the start time of the meeting on the 23rd. Sorry.
It's okay.
Keep busy.
Sorry.
It's a Tuesday. That's the week
Hi.
of Christmas.
Good morning.
And then that way, on 30th, then we can hold the public hearing.
We were just discussing what kind of a tent with the heat, what you were gonna have there for the
All the
viewing.
fires
so-
burn before we get there.
Yeah, just melt the, salt the roads,
Yeah, yeah.
salt the roads and plow them, I don't wanna.
The township and do something, get the hot box.
So I don't know if you want to briefly just tell them what this is involving. They're okay with our timeline, so.
Okay, we don't have the final
No, I know that.
plat ready, but this is what we're working on.
Here is
I'll describe you.
Here's a color order at the end of
You know
the
what
property
Stillwell
as
is?
well.
87.
Stillwater, no, Stillwater.
Stillwater.
Russell.
The gray shaded portion there is the subject where the township wants to dedicate, which they discovered when they wanted to pave the road.
They could,
We discovered that.
it was part.
It was never
It was
dedicated.
private, it was never
Private.
dedicated.
So this is the opposite of what we're normally doing. Normally
Usually
we're
when I do it,
dedicating.
now we're doing it.
Yeah.
Take Wood Hill and flip it, it's kind of
Sure.
a different situation.
I see.
What we're doing is a highway easement dedication, which follows the vacation typical procedure is the same as the dedication. Work with the prosecutors as for content and the signatory page for the property owners. There's a mortgage release that they have to sign off on, so that could be, hopefully it doesn't delay, but we're gonna work with the prosecutors. Hopefully we'll hold hands with the township and go chase those signatures.
Okay.
Hopefully that's something that we will do. But basically, all our records indicate that that extension was built at the same time as the road was, at the time, to the standards that were in place at the time. And that's what we have written in here. Exactly how it happened,
It slipped by, huh?
I don't know,
Some
but when
way
you
it
drive down
slipped
there,
up.
you don't even notice that there's
Yeah,
a demarcation,
sure.
you know, when you leave the right of way and go into this area. There's a cul-de-sac there, culverts there, guardrails there.
Everything's there.
Everything's there. So that's, it's kind of a strange situation where if it was a, how do I say this? Private gravel driveway where it's obvious you're leaving the paved right away.
Right.
That would be a different story. But everything appears to be, why this happened, I don't know. The township has desired to incorporate this so they can actually pave it, maintain it, and the property owners are agreeable to it as well. So that is basically in a nutshell what we're working on.
And how many residents are on that little cul-de-sac there? Are there?
There's basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
This
Okay.
blocked out.
Stillwater
But
must
it's
be-
there.
And what do you, so is there like a cul-de-sac there now?
Yes.
And it's
There's
paved and everything?
Paved and everything, town has been maintained.
This
Been
just
maintaining
affects
it
two owners, right?
unlawfully.
I mean, actually,
Imagine
the area
that.
being
Yeah,
dedicated.
send them a salt.
According to the letter from Russell Township, it's two.
Two owners.
Well, the easement in order to
Yeah.
make it 60 feet of the cul-de-sac,
That
there's
property up
basically
there is your buddy.
5.
Oh, yeah, Jim.
There's 5 property owners that will
Okay.
be signing off on the easement.
Right.
He's on,
It's
Okay.
two
I
property
thought he
owners.
was
the
on
road.
87.
This is,
Did he-
well,
Is
yeah,
that-
that is
yeah,
87.
yeah.
Here's 87 and he's
Okay,
up
yeah.
here.
There's,
Yeah.
Then there's
no
these
property being given up. There's no-
properties behind him.
Jim's there.
This is an easement over their property.
87 just up from this, here's caves.
Oh, okay. I
Between
see.
caves and here on that curve. I think this is an uphill section.
Okay, yep.
They only included two sets of property owners in their letter.
In the original.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
So what do we got to vote on here?
You don't have to vote
Nothing?
on anything, we just wanted to make sure that,
You just want to let us
The
know.
process.
That we're going to be here on the 23rd?
Well, you have to
Or
start the
9
meeting
o'clock.
early because
Okay.
then you gotta get down there by 10:30.
So we'll start the meeting at, what do you think,
9?
No, 9.
9.
Okay.
9 o'clock, and we gotta be there by,
I mean, you're right,
I'm
10:30.
gonna have our Christmas thing.
So if we had an hour, worth-
Yes.
we had a half hour
We're gonna
worth
have
of
our
business,
That's
even
why-
if there was a lot of
Yeah,
snow,
then
we
we'd
should
be
have
back
got
here by
that.
12. So we're gonna do all of
Make a
this,
short
all of
agenda,
Monday,
and we'll cut it
right,
to 2 Christmas carols.
provided.
right? Or
That's
we'll
great
hold
to
it
go.
And
down.
then there would be there'd be a hearing then on the 30th, the following week.
Correct.
So,
Okay.
Perfect.
but
Sounds like a winner.
that's where we're at, so.
And the only glitch would be is if you don't get the,
The signatures of the
Signatures,
property
okay.
owners, so
Correct.
that's something I'm gonna work with,
Oh, I'm sure they'll
Friday.
sign, is if they don't want the roads taken care of.
That's, all indications are with the township that everybody's agreeable, so I'm not
Okay.
expecting it.
So on the December 2nd meeting, you'll see the first sets of resolutions and that kind of stuff.
perfect.
Great.
Thank you,
Good,
thanks
thank
for
you.
coming over.
Thank you.
So acknowledgements, we have the County Dog Warden Report, seized, impounded, redeemed, or destroyed for the week ending November 12, 2014, as required by ORC 955.12. Monthly report filed by Geauga Sheriff Office for an account of expenses for the inmate meals for the month of October 14. Then our meetings, 25th, the rescheduled Planning Commission meeting at 7 PM in the Planning Commission room, Building 1C. On the 27th, county offices will be closed. The 28th, county offices will be closed under the Commissioner's authority. Tuesday, 12/2, Commissioners will hold regular session. 12/3, Portage Geauga Juvenile Detention Center Board meeting from 11:30 a.m. at the Chambers.
Here.
Here, yep. And 12/5, some of the commissioners will attend the Community Improvement Corporation CIC luncheon, 12 o'clock noon at St. Denis Party Center. Then Sunday to Tuesday, 12/7 to 12/9, some of the commissioners will be attending the CCAO Winter Conference in Columbus, Ohio. Tuesday, 12/9, the regular scheduled commissioners meeting is canceled. The 11th, commissioners will hold regular session. 12/12, NOACA Finance and Audit, 8:30 a.m., Governance, 9:30, Executive at 10:30. The 15th is Family First, 2 p.m. at Mental Health. The 16th is Investment Advisory Board, 9:45 in the Chambers. The 16th, the commissioners will hold regular session at 10. Then the 23rd will hold regular session.
At 9.
Well, you vote on that on the 2nd to change it
Okay.
to 9
Okay.
a.m., yes.
And then the county offices will be closed for general business on the 25th for Christmas. The 26th county offices under the hiring authority of the Board of Commissioners will be closed. And then the 30th will hold regular session. And then on Thursday, 1/1, county offices will be closed again. So with that, motion to adjourn.
On the 11th,
Well,
I won't be here,
Blake won't be here on the 11th.
so.
Thanks for the warning.
Yeah, I'm giving you
I
a
meant-
heads, I'm giving you a heads up.
And then
Uh,
now we'll
What
have
I'm,
the inclusion
what I'm
of
telling you is
that
that you two have to be here.
Have a meeting.
Or you gotta turn the lights off.
So, any questions? With that, have a happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and motion to adjourn.
And I would like to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving also. Thanks to all of you, all 11 years I've had.
Be safe.
Motion to